I repeat, the fastest way to get over someone is not to get under someone else. Epic fail. Happy Friday. We are talking about breakups. Man, sucks. What a way to start off the 4th of July weekend, huh? Hooray. They're necessary. Breakups are necessary. Like Jess said at the beginning of the week, you kind of have to know heartache to know love, you know? You got to know the pain before you can really appreciate the feeling of finding someone that's right for you. So we take what we can get. No matter what age a breakup happens, they all pretty much suck. And everyone deals with it in a completely different way. Some of them healthy, some of them not so healthy, but I think we've all been on both sides of the fence. So, okay, there are a couple things that I thought were vital this week in knowing. And the first one is how to break up with someone. It seems like something that people would have a general concept of. You date someone for months or 6 months or a year or longer, and you build a relationship with them, especially if you're intimate, and you have this connection. You know, they're your best friend and your lover and everything else. And so it's like this intense relationship. And then you decide it's not really working out. Your feelings have changed, or their feelings have changed, and someone gets a text message. Really? A text message? Not okay, guys. Not okay. If the relationship has been a certain amount of time, if you've had sex with the person, please break up with them in person. It will make you look so much better, and it's just a respectable fashion, you know? If you've been just chatting with someone, or if you've gone out on a couple dates and it's not serious, then give them a phone call. Say, you know, hey, this isn't working out. Or don't give them a phone call. But either way, if it's a substantial relationship, you should bite the bullet and tell them to their face. The world is not yet so technology driven that you can't talk to someone in person. Breaking up on Twitter, not okay. Breaking up over email, not okay. I mean, unless you're extremely long distance or there are extenuating circumstances, just take one for the team. If you feel strongly enough to end something with someone, then you should be big enough to handle it maturely. Second piece of vital information. Exes are exes for a reason. For a reason. I think this is the hardest lesson for everyone to learn, especially me, because you're best friends, right? They know everything about you, you're comfortable, it's broken in, and you end up with this sort of routine of a lifestyle that is hard to break, even when you know things aren't going well. And once you break up with them and some time has elapsed, you tend to forget all the crazy things. You know, the standing outside your window, or the calling you 600 times, and you just remember how cute her face is, or the things she would say when she woke up in the morning. That's not a good thing. That is not a good thing, because as soon as you forget those things that happened and those reasons that you broke up, and you give her a call, and they come right back. They come right back. So you should just avoid that at all costs. Exes are exes for a reason. This also ties into breaking up with someone, and I know some of the girls had mentioned being friends with them. I think it's awesome if you guys can both handle it well enough to be friends. You know, if you can find some sort of mutual ground and salvage a relationship, a friendship, that's really awesome. I've got a couple of exes that I still talk to that I'm really cool with, and you know, it's made my life better. But there are also some that I probably should never talk to again. So don't get those confused. Don't think that you have to be friends with all your exes. And if they're not okay with being friends, or if they need some time, give them their space, you know? No matter what anyone says, if you are emotionally connected, after breakup sex is not a good idea. It's just not. Because then you wake up and you wonder, what the hell am I supposed to do now? Or you get so what does this mean? Are you trying to tell me something different? And then that's just a whole other can of worms that you really, really don't have to deal with. So try to avoid the breakup sex, even though I'm sure it's very easy most of the time. Just try to avoid it for your sake and theirs. Another thing I think people forget, or that people have a hard time with, or that I had a hard time with, was all the connections you make while dating someone. You know, you sort of mold this communal life, and all of the people around you guys become like symbiotic. Is that the right word? I'm not doing so well with definitions here lately. Anyway, so you get close to their family, you get close to their friends, you know, you meet people that you would never have had the connection with before had it not been for this relationship. And so sometimes it's hard to let go of those. Sometimes you care more about the family and the friends than you do about the actual relationship itself. And it's just really hot water, because their loyalty, just like your family, is, for the most part, always going to be with the person they knew first, you know? And this applies to mutual friends, I think, and I know that it gets sticky, especially in the gay community, because there's such a small number of us that everyone's friends with everyone and everyone's dating everyone. And so when people break up, there's almost like this rift between friends and groups of friends, because people wonder, are we allowed to hang out? Is it going to be awkward? Who should we invite? Should we not invite either of them? You know, and so people are worried about how these events are going to have consequences on their everyday life. So, just if someone you know is breaking up, try not to take sides. You know, if you're friends with them both, it's between them. Don't put yourself in the middle of their relationship. And if it's your relationship, then just know that it affects a lot more people than just you. So just be real about it. You know, don't cause any unnecessary drama, because that makes a breakup even worse. My third and final point about breakups is identity. When you're in a relationship for a really long time, you tend to create this fluid life with this person, and things just become natural and you become used to them. Something happens and you give them a call, or you're doing something and you think of them, and it's constantly this back and forth. And so when you don't have that, it almost feels like this void, right? Like you pick up your phone and you're like, oh, I'm stoked about this, and you can't call them. Or, you know, you pick up 2 things of food for no reason. Or, you know, especially right after a serious breakup happens, it's just sort of numbing. And it's hard to get through. It's really hard to get through, because you wonder, you know, how did I act before this? What do I do now? How do I go about being me without them? And I think that's the hardest part, is finding a single identity. So I think there's a huge bug. What? I think the best way to get over a breakup is to build yourself a little safe space, you know? Whether it's your room, or your friends, or your art, or your school, whatever you feel most passionate about, or most yourself doing, or being involved in, then you should do that. Because I think that's going to be the fastest way to help you get back to normal, because you'll feel good about it. And you'll feel good about yourself, and you'll wonder, like, oh, okay, like, I can still have these things without that person. And I can still have a smile and get up in the morning and have something to look forward to. And you just keep pushing through day by day, and you notice the little things until you don't have to notice the little things anymore, until it's not such a struggle. And then you find someone new, and, you know, then that whole dating scene, vicious cycle starts over again. So, just be careful. Be careful with your heart just as much as you be careful with your body, because it's tender for sure. And, you know, it can only get broken so many times before you end up a bit jaded. Okay, I've ranted long enough about breakups. I'm single now, and I haven't had a breakup in a little while, so it's a little bit of a refresher course. So I hope you guys have a great 4th of July, and I hope that you're setting off fireworks wherever you are, or at least going to see them. I'm going to see my favorite band of all time, Copeland, in Tulsa. They're starting their tour tonight, and my friend Kristen and I, the one one that I did the video with. We're going to go drive out and see them play and catch some dinner and make it a little adventure. So I'm going to have an awesome weekend, and I hope you guys do too. And see you next Friday. Peace.